What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video, and today we are continuing the VR vibes, and we are looking at the Sony PlayStation VR2. Now, I put out an unboxing video for this last year. I don't know if you saw it. I'll link it here. But I wanted to do a more in-depth video, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and I just never did it. So now we're finally doing it. Now we're dropped the cover for the lenses. Now we're finally doing it. So we're gonna look at a few games. We're gonna do the full setup, and we're gonna do the room scaling and all of that, and everything. We're gonna do everything. So this is gonna be a fun video. It might be a little bit of a longer video, so bear with me. Like the MetaQuest one, it might be a little bit of a longer video, but I guarantee you will enjoy it. All right. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, grab your Kool-Aid, whatever you do when you enjoy videos, and enjoy. All right, so here we're doing the initial setup. Try to make this as quick as possible, quick and painless. So first you gotta put the headset in. It comes with these stereo speakers that are already wired to it. You just gotta make sure that they're plugged in real quick, and then you set up the controllers. This is a pretty simple setup. It was a way longer setup than the MetaQuest. I keep comparing it to the MetaQuest because that's the other video I did. I don't know if you saw it. Great. If you didn't, I'll link it down at the bottom. Yeah, so you gotta connect the controllers by connecting them to the console so that they can sync. And yeah, this process kind of took a while. I really was hoping it would be a faster process, but hey, it is what it is. You get what you pay for, right? I guess it runs so well because of the integration with the system. I'm just so used to having VR, like the standalone VR experience with the Oculus Quest, like everything is contained within the headset. But I think if you were to do that with this PSVR, like the quality of the games that are being played through it, like it would be a much bigger device, and it's already big as it is. So I wouldn't even want to deal with that, to be honest. It's already huge compared to the MetaQuest 3, which is actually 30%. I think they said it's 30% smaller than the Quest 2. So maybe the PSVR 3 maybe the next iteration will be smaller and you can connect wirelessly, or maybe you just have to connect it to your console while it's being set up, or to charge it. So this is just a little warning. VR headsets are not for the age under 12, not for kids under age 12. I would say it's not for some adults, because I done seen people run into stuff. I've run into stuff. You really got to be careful with this VR. It's super immersive, and if you don't know what you're doing, you will run into something and you will hurt yourself, and you will possibly damage your TV, your living room, or your headset. So this is the room adjustment. That was a room adjustment there. It recommends that you don't have sunlight coming into the room, because that would kind of mess up with the sensors in the camera. They would be too overexposed, so they can't track what's in the room. So I usually have blackout curtains. So I have my blackout curtains closed, and then I just turn on all the lights in the room that I'm using it in. The headset is very easy to put on. It's very easy to do all of this. You slide the headset forward, and then you put the strap around your head, and then you snap it closed in the back. So it offers a wider range. I would say it offers a wider range of adjustment outside of the box than, let's say, the MetaQuest 3, because the MetaQuest 3, you have that strap. That strap might be too big for some people's heads at its least elasticity, or it might be too small for other people's head at its greatest elasticity. So this band that they have here that they're showing you how to use is a little bit more intuitive, I would say, than the MetaQuest 3, although more clunky. It does make the headset more clunky, but it is very comfortable. I would say as far as comfortability, they both go hand in hand. That's gonna be a common theme throughout this video. I'm gonna be comparing it to the MetaQuest 3 because that's the other top consumer level product out there. And then there was the eye testing. You have to make sure that your eyes line up inside of the cameras. That was easy to do. You just roll. It's a little dial on the side of the headset that you use. And now you see me in my space. This is my living room where I create my content at, and I'm putting on the controllers, and I was able to record this through OBS. If y'all can see that down there on the right, I was able to record all of this through OBS. Luckily, I would say the PSVR has at least that advantage on the MetaQuest, getting the gameplay footage, because all of this I was able to record through OBS, and on the MetaQuest I had to take the headset off, plug it into the computer, drag the files onto my computer. Yeah, it was a little bit of a few steps that I had to take. But I mean, either way, it's not that bad. It's easy to get your files off your game. Let's say if you want to record VR gameplay, or if you're doing a review like this. This part you had to set the floor height as well after you set your play space, just to make sure you had to touch the controller to the ground. And then you set your play area. So you can have standing, sitting, or room scale. So with room scale, it has to be 6 foot by 7 foot. And then you can edit it like this, edit your space to make it larger or smaller, whichever one you prefer. And here it is. You see standing, sitting, and room scale. I don't have enough space. I think I mentioned that already. I don't really have enough space, but I feel like I could if I moved that kitchen table over there. So next we're gonna do what we all came here to see, and that's play some games. So let's get it. And there you have it. There's my overview, review, whatever you want to call it, of the great Sony psvr2. Now, I will say this: it's not as compact as the MetaQuest, because I did the MetaQuest video. That video should be out already. You should have probably already seen this by the time this came out. But it's still comfortable, and I like the fact that it comes with actual earphones. Even though the Quest, it doesn't come with earphones, but the way the audio is like fired downwards into your ears, it make you feel like you got headphones on anyway. You can hear the game just fine, but I like the nice addition of the headphones to it. The see-through camera, like to view like the outside world. It's a button you press right here. You can see pass through at any time during the game. And that's a cool feature to have as far as like having a button for it. Whereas with the MetaQuest, you have to step outside of your play area. But I don't know. It's just not the pass through is not just not as clear as the MetaQuest. So I'm glad that these videos back to back though. But because I can get a clear reference point as to what to compare it to. But yeah. Other than that, it's dope. The setup is a little bit more complicated because you have and I probably spoke about this earlier, but you have standing, you have sitting, and you have room scale. So certain games can only be played in room scale. So if you need a 6x7 for space. So for example, the way I have my living room set up right now, I do not have a 6x7 space. So if I buy a game that's room scale only, I can't play that game at all, which I find is kind of limiting, especially with the fact that you automatically latch to the PS5. You can't pull this wire out. It's not wires. You already latched to the PS5. They give you a really long cable. This cable is long as fuck. I didn't have an issue with it coming out while I was playing, but it's like that feels kind of limiting for like the products I could buy. So some people might not even have that kind of space. Like I think that's something that should have been more forward, like more marketed, because I didn't even know that until I purchased it and set it up. So let's just say I had only bought a room scale game to try to test it out to review it. I wouldn't have been able to review it. I would have had to. But luckily for me, I can move stuff around in my living room to make it 6x7. But some people don't have that luxury. All right, so that's my only knock on the PlayStation VR and these controllers. I'm not a huge fan of the controllers, and I'm like, especially where the lace that goes around your hand is. It's kind of awkward to put on and lock on to your hand. They should have put it down here or something like that. And then just reaching through to have to do this, like, it doesn't feel as comfortable. But the buttons feel really good to press. I feel like my hands are too big for this. Like I find myself constantly having to adjust my hands so I can grab certain buttons, and that becomes cumbersome after a while. Whereas with the MetaQuest, it's seamless and kind of easy. So those are my only knocks on the PSVR 2. Everything else is beautiful. The gameplay, the app options, like these headsets now are not just gaming consoles or gaming devices. These are media devices, like the multimedia augmented virtual reality devices. Like and this is just, I think this is just scratching the surface of what VR can do. I think it can go another level with it. I mean, I don't expect people to be outside every day doing VR. I mean, that would be like a privacy issue and a safety hazard as well, because people will be walking down the street trying to play a game and then bumping into people and stuff. But I think there's another level that this can go, and I think the stuff like the PSVR 2 and the MetaQuest 3 are nearing that at a consumer level, because I understand there's like way more advanced VR headsets that do other crazy things that cost way more, like the like as of today, I think that today is January 17th. I think the Apple Vision Pro dropped already, so a lot of people are probably gonna get that, or maybe not, because there's already, like, to my understanding, that's entering a market at like the developer level, like on some advanced shit, and that's kind of undercutting those prices. But I think the people that already have those expensive headsets that cost more than the Apple Vision, I think they're gonna stick with those. But that's going off topic. So back to the PlayStation VR 2. I like the features. Again, the headset is a little clunky, but I don't really like the controls. But overall, a great product, and I think it's worth the price versus the experience you get. So out of I usually don't do scores, but if I had to give it a score, I would give it like a 4 out of 5, like an 8 out of 10. You know, if it wasn't for just how clunky the headset was, and then the controls, then I'd give it a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 5 stars, whatever y'all want to call it. But yeah, but y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, I've been trying to put together some more effort filled content, rather than just the reactions. I'm always giving y'all a little something different on the channel. Because I want to grow my way. I want to become a creator in my way. I've never been in my life just a one trick pony anyway. So yeah, so that's enough of me babbling. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. So y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.